vorApps was conceived to ease the pain of transitioning to the cloud. The advantages of moving to the cloud is a secure, reliable, and consistent service that enables your organization to focus on the ideas and innovations that made you successful to begin with. With that said, you need to ensure that you're able to conduct business without interruption. vorApps helps deliver a complete solution for customers that need to continue sending email directly to SharePoint lists and libraries, or for customers that are used to using email-enabled public folders within Exchange. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the demo. So what we're looking at is a standard, essentially out-of-the-box SharePoint Online site where I have configured a SharePoint list that I've called Announcements and Communications. And I've also configured a SharePoint document library, which I have called Contracts. So if you can imagine the scenario where you maybe are an HR department and you would like to send correspondence out to the entire company, but also make that correspondence not only available via the employee's email, but available their SharePoint Online site. So what I'm going to do now is quickly send that memo out to my employees. So we'll just go ahead and give this the subject of memo to employees. And what I'd really like them to do is fill out a new benefit enrollment form. So we'll just go ahead and add that to the subject line. And go ahead and attach that file. Okay, and so that's just a standard Word document from Office 2010, and we'll go ahead and shoot that off. If you can take a quick look, what I've done is went ahead and configured a contact within Exchange Online to map to the vorApps email address. That way, when you send the email, it knows where to route the information. In previous scenarios, you may have used an Exchange public folder or maybe a distribution list. In this case, you could continue sending it to that distribution list and add this contact to it, or you could send it to this contact directly and have users access this memo via the SharePoint site. So I'm going to go ahead and just send this now and come back to the site. So you can see that the memo to employees enrollment form has gone ahead and appeared in our SharePoint list now. And I will go ahead and click on this. And this is just a standard SharePoint list item at this time. The only thing that's different is the actual email that was sent has now been renditioned as an HTML page, and the actual document is stored in our storage services, which lives on the Windows Azure platform. If you look in the lower hand, bottom lower hand, you can see the URL to the Azure file. Storing these files in Azure can be beneficial from the standpoint of simply you're allowed a certain quota of storage within SharePoint Online. That quota can get used up pretty quickly, and continuing to purchase storage space on a per gig per month basis could end up being quite expensive. So this is a way to potentially reduce cost. Also provides you a way with distributing files publicly outside of the SharePoint Online site. So in the case where maybe this was a public relations announcement that you wanted to distribute out on the internet, you could simply do that also by sending out the Azure URL to your customers. So the other scenario that we run into quite often with our customers is the scenario of in the past, you would have a fax server or a server that scanned documents, and it would send an email directly to an employee or to a Exchange public folder. Well, unfortunately, with Exchange Online, you no longer have public folders available to you. So what we've gone ahead and did was continue to enable that experience. Also, in the past, you had available with SharePoint on-premise the capability to send emails directly to a document library and save those attachments into the document library. Again, with vorApps, you're able to continue that experience or offering that experience to your end users. So again, what I'm going to do is go ahead and submit a attachment or document directly to the SharePoint document library. So in this case, maybe the scenario is a new W-2 that an employee has filled out, and you'd like it to go to a group of people, or store that directly into the SharePoint library. So we'll just go ahead and give this a title of W-2 form and shoot it off. And we'll go ahead and just refresh the screen. And there we go. The attachment has gone ahead and is now in the contracts document library within SharePoint Online. So one of the nice features of Office 210 and SharePoint Online is the ability to directly connect to Outlook. And so we'll go ahead and just do that. And this really completes that Exchange public folder experience. So as you can see, we're down here within the SharePoint list, and we're looking at the actual document.
Just double click to open it directly from Outlook, or you can view it in the preview pane. And that's a quick demo of vorApps.